Hello once again, everybody. It's Chris Bezanoy, or Chris B with CSB Security Inc. and another informative video. Today we're going to talk about the need for consultants for your initial application or even your expansion. Before I move forward, what I'm about to tell you is based on my experience in the industry, based on feedback from Health Canada, and of course based on my opinion, but your opinions and experiences may vary. So often I hear some arguments in the industry where some applicants and sometimes Health Canada has gone on record and stated that you do not need consultants to help you with your initial application, your build out, your security system installation, or your evidence package, not only for your initial application, but also your expansion. Well, I'm here to tell you and go on record today as stating you absolutely do not need consultants. I'll say that again. You absolutely do not need consultants. There is no requirement from Health Canada to actually hire a consultant. Makes a lot of sense. If you could do this yourself, you're absolutely within your rights to do so. In fact, there are some LPs that are currently existing and in production that have done the application documents themselves, the evidence package themselves. They've done everything. And they did it internally without any consultants. And that is fantastic. It is rare, but it is still fantastic. So I know what you're probably thinking. Well, Chris, isn't consulting your bread and butter? Don't you do application documents and site visits and attestations or evidence packages? And the answer is yes, absolutely. That is my bread and butter. And potentially you're also maybe joking in your head saying, wow, Chris, you are the worst marketing dude on the planet because you're basically telling us we don't need you. And that is potentially true. I could be the worst marketing dude on the planet, but I'm also very honest. And honestly, you don't need consultants. What consultants offer to the table is experience. Even though you may have gone out and researched everything yourself, you could have gone out and visited sites and seen how somebody else grows and how they've built their site. You could have grown cannabis in your backyard and know exactly what it is that you need to do. The challenge here is, do you know the best way of doing things? Is it easier for you to try to take on the application document set and do the evidence package when you could be concentrating on maybe marketing, maybe getting funding for your build out? There's other things that you could be doing to ensure that your facility and of course your license and your production and the business model that you've created is successful. Do you need consultants? No. Should you have consultants? I'm going to say yes. It's only because we've been there and done that. We've seen what's happened. We've done our mistakes. We're not perfect. We've definitely done our mistakes, but we can offer lessons learned. We can give you peace of mind that we've done this before. We know what Health Canada means when they ask certain things in an RMI. We know how to design systems to avoid nuisance alarms or to avoid bogging you down with your production because security is now a hindrance, not an addition. Either way you look at it, going on the record as stating, you do not need consultants, especially for your phase 2 expansion. I would say it's more important to hire a consultant for your initial license and application and build out than it is for your phase 2 expansion. And the reason being, phase 2 expansion is most likely going to duplicate what you did for your phase 1. The idea is that you're already operating. You know the policy and procedures. You know how to build out. You know how the security systems work. You've done your mistakes. You've perfected your growing strategy. You've set off tons of alarms and learned how not to anymore. And if you're doing a phase 2 expansion, do you really need a consultant to tell you, sure, copy what you did for phase 1? Yes, we could certainly fly out with me and my team and my video crew to come and film your phase 2 expansion. But if it's a simple phase 2 expansion, in other words, a couple of more flower rooms, maybe you're adding an extra dry room, I'm not so sure you need us to come out and film that for you. You'll find you probably have the expertise you need in-house. Why? Because you've done it before. There are times where a phase 2 expansion is a little convoluted. It is a little bit difficult, so you may want to hire a consultant. Now we're talking, maybe you're adding 4 new grow rooms, but you're changing your packaging room into secured storage, and now your packaging room is the end of your expansion. And by the way, the expansion is the greenhouse, and now the perimeter has been extended. There are times where you're probably going to want to hire a consultant. You're probably going to want us to fly out and film it for you and do the amendment document so Health Canada fully understands what's happening with your phase 2 expansion. It doesn't change the fact for a small expansion, you don't need us to come back out. I have this conversation all the time with our clients. We are very appreciative that our clients come back to us and say, Chris, when you're available to fly out, we've got an expansion going on. I'm excited for you, but I will have that conversation to say, guys, do you really need us? Do you really need us to fly out to film a couple of rooms for 3 hours, do the amendment document, help you submit an attestation and hosted video tour to Health Canada for 4 rooms? If you want us to come out, we certainly will. Please don't misunderstand. We are very appreciative of any work that we have coming in, but we're also honest. And honestly, you could probably do it yourself. If your QA is comfortable in front of camera and you want to light up a processing room, take an iPhone, a higher definition camera. Go out and buy a Sony camera, something to that effect. Follow them around. Have the QA explain the construction of the room. Maybe go back and watch the videos I did for you to get your initial license and just copy what I did, because the idea is it hasn't changed. Nonetheless, consultants, you don't need them. Should you have them? Yes, depending on the situation. Once again, it's Chris Besnoy, Chris B, CSB Security Inc. Brutally honest. Consultants are good, but not always needed. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.